Welcome to the What Did He Mean by That podcast, Scumbag edition.
Hey ladies, when your man wanna get buck wild, just go back and hit him up style. Get your hands on his cash and spend until the last time for all the hot times.
This one is a treat.
This one is a treat. You'll like this one. I'm here with Ashley
You're so
Cali,
welcome.
Pastor Chris Heimerle, and Robby Mckinney, and figure out what I meant by that. All right. If you are a listener, you need to subscribe.
Yes.
You need to give us 5 stars. But most of all, you need to tell us who wins the
Because we
song.
all have a song this
We're,
week.
Today.
we're all
we need to
trying
know.
really hard
You can
today.
comment
to
on
know.
YouTube or comment on Spotify.
So subscribe. Do it. Just subscribe. Give us 5
hurt you.
stars.
Also
Not gonna
doesn't
hurt you.
It's gonna
Give us
be great.
5 stars, and then I'm gonna start it because I
Okay.
got the best song.
So
Oh,
you
okay.
say.
Come on.
I do like this.
I'm not the only one that's a believer here.
This is a better song than mine. Mine's,
right.
If I was your boyfriend, I'd never let you go. I could take
welcome to the story, Boaz.
You think this was
So
playing?
is this what Boaz
You
is
think
thinking?
this was playing when Boaz walked into the
Yeah.
field? Ooh, look at that, Moab.
Look at that
I-
Moabite.
wait, But if that is what he's thinking, then I can play this one.
Yes.
Gotta get people going.
You know what it is?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You?
I've heard it, yeah. Yeah. We're all going the same direction.
I'm
All
a
those
different
romantic
direction.
well, then let me
You go
hit
next.
mine because I'm going a similar direction. I think that Boaz wanted to be her boyfriend for sure, but I think truly what was going through his mind was something like this.
Do you think I see it as like a double take?
What a mess.
I think
Good
he
for
walked
Boaz.
into the field. He saw her. The worker was there. He looked. Then he turned to the and then he like
Did a
looked
double
back.
take.
He
He
did a
went-
double take. He's like, "Whoa, who's that? Who's that?"
Moabitis.
So I have a more modern, not modern, 5 years newer than Serendipity. But for people my generation, they will appreciate this.
Yes, High School Musical.
Oh my!
You didn't know that?
What are you, a child?
I have 3 children.
Oh, I know that song. Yeah, that's good.
They
That's good.
sing at the New Year's
Yep.
Eve party that they show up at
Yes.
school
Yep.
together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's Trent, right?
But I still think.
Is it Trent? Is that his name?
Sure.
Troy.
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 There is a
Bolton.
T.
Troy Bolton?
Yeah.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Troy
But I
Bolton.
think I'll
You're gonna play
probably
ball,
win
play
this
ball.
week because all the women are voting.
Oh, you
They
can't.
all
no,
would
no, 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 no.
know that
Don't vote
romantic
with your
comedy.
gender. Vote for what is truly the best.
You can't vote against Justin Bieber. He does it every time. Every time. Every time. Hey, so after the Knicks
Why
game.
did I go old this week? I'm the one who went oldest.
So after the Knicks game, I was watching reels of Brunson. You know, Brunson listens to Justin Bieber every time he comes out to a game, and he's done it since college.
Man's got
He's
his
a believer.
traditions.
He knows.
It's a-
he
it's a
knows
fun
the way
fact.
to go.
Is he like baby era or
believer.
is he like
Someone asked him that, and he said it's random shuffle.
Really?
Random shuffles the Biebs.
Any Bieber gets the guy ready to play some ball.
And you score 45 points
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
final.
And
Maybe
the-
I need to
and
start
the
listening to
Knicks-
Bieber
the Knicks
before stuff.
finally win. Yes. Go Knicks. All right.
Nick's already won.
Kind of what you were explaining in this, like the main idea is that like everything just kind of fell in place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the serendipity illustration. It's like, and this happened, and this happened, this. It just so happened.
Yeah.
So how does that like? What about people that in our day, right? Like that. It's just like I feel like nothing goes my way.
Yeah. So first, I got a text from Pastor Kip, and Rebecca made him watch Serendipity yesterday. So I'm curious.
Did he like it?
Again, subscribe, give us 5-star,
Who watched
Vote
the
for
movie?
my song.
tell us who's the best song, and then if you were forced to watch Serendipity
I almost
after
watched
the
it last
service,
night.
yes,
I almost
we
watched
almost watched it. We watched the trailer. We watched the trailer, and then I was like,
That's as far as you got.
That's as far as I got.
I never even had the conversation. I didn't have to worry about that one.
But it's pretty clear in the language that so there's the language is in a sense talking about like giving this sarcastic tone. I don't know if sarcastic might be too strong of a word. I can't think of a word, but think of like sarcasm and the idea of chance. Like he just so happened, like she just so happened to be in the field of Boaz. The narrator kind of pointing to the providence of God moving in and amongst the people. And you see that in a lot of the books of the Bible. Esther's another one. You don't see a lot of reference to God, but God is clearly in the background, moving and ordaining all that comes to pass. And so you see that in Ruth. And then with that behold, it's kind of like that other tap on the shoulder. Like she just happened to end up in the field of Boaz. And then behold, Boaz comes walking into the scene. And it's like this idea that God is bringing the Redeemer and the one in need of redemption together. And so people remember the split screen. Yeah. Your question is not recognizing the split screen. Yeah. It's not recognizing. See, because the person that asked the question, well, my life never seems to line up. That's what Ruth would have said.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what Naomi would have said. That's the whole point. The whole point is that
can't see it in the moment.
In the midst of your pain and everything seemingly falling apart, the God of the universe is redeeming.
Yeah, and to sin first.
Yeah,
right?
sin first. Like he's saving people, he's redeeming people, he's doing it for his glory and their good. So then the next question would naturally be, but my life is horrendous. Like horrible sickness, horrible diagnosis, death all over the place. How is that God ordaining? But we can't forget the fact that we live in a broken world, and the world is broken because of sin. And it's not God's fault, by the way. He's not the creator of evil. He created Adam and Eve and gave them a will that had the ability to choose between sin and not sinning, and they chose to sin and condemned us all to sin. And not only did Adam and Eve's sin condemn the world to sin, the world, creation groans. Creation groans. Everything is groaning for redemption. So sin has impacted everything. And not only has Adam's headship in Romans caused the one man's sin to go to all men, but then we sin. We sin. All of us sin.
Yes.
And so the pain is a product of the brokenness of the world because of sin. But in spite of our rebellion and brokenness and frankly hatred towards God, he's ordaining all things that come to pass to bring us unto him. So the way the Westminster Confession or the way Isaiah or the way the text of Scripture says it repeatedly over and over again is God is ordaining all these things without violating the will of the creature. We're not robots. Mm-hmm. And yet there's this thing going on with our responsibility. The fact that Ruth had to get up in the morning and go to work. And in the midst of her choice to get up in the morning and go to work in the field, and Boaz is getting up in the morning and going to the field from Bethlehem, God in the background is ordaining all these things that come to pass for his glory and their good. And so when we look at our own lives, recognizing as we look into the split screen, we don't have the knowledge of what God is doing all the time. And frankly, most of the time, we have no clue what God is doing. But in the midst of whatever we're in, we can have faith that he's doing something for his glory and for our good. Now, the mistake comes when, how do you define your good? That's where people get messed up. So someone with a health diagnosis would define that, well, that's not my good. Well, that's your definition of good. God's ultimate definition of good is the salvation of your soul.
Yeah,
first
and that's what we have knowledge of,
Yeah.
right? This is
Yeah.
a picture of Jesus
Yeah.
redeeming us
Right.
to God.
So to your question again, the issue becomes not everything I preached. It becomes to the individual, how are you defining your good? Because that like, well, I'm poor, I'm broken, I'm a widow, people are dying, I'm sick. And so we would define that as, well, then God's not good towards me. But no, that definition isn't necessarily true of how you're defining
And I
good.
think outside of Ruth 2, it's important to go back to Ruth 1 because it dawned on me after listening to the 11:30 that, again, it goes back to pain and suffering, but God uses these means to bring glory to himself. And what I mean by that is it makes me think of the stoning of Stephen. A horrible, horrible thing, right? We're in the book
Yeah.
of Acts, but they weren't doing what God called them to do, and they were settling in a place, and they weren't dispersing and sending the gospel forth like they were called to do. So this happens. Now they're afraid for their lives, and they leave. And it made me think exactly of Ruth and Naomi, same type of situation. Like we have to go back to the hardship that happened. And I'm not saying it's good, so don't hear me wrong. I have to be very careful how I say it. But it's that picture of, well, had they not have lost their husbands, they were in this place for 10 years.
Maybe
they were
they never
comfortable.
would have gone
Maybe
back
they
to-
wouldn't
Yeah.
have gone back to then go work their ordinary day in the field, to then go meet Boaz.
Boaz.
And it's like God orchestrates and uses these horrible means in our lives. But again, it's that split screen of how, okay,
Yeah.
but now because she's in this place, because she went home.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's too, like, well, God's plan for us was for that to happen to get to Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yep.
God's plan for maybe that nurse
Yep.
is for you to get sick to share the
Yeah.
gospel
Yep.
to that person, right? Like,
And it's going back to God's not God isn't evil, and evil doesn't come from God. Those are the results of sin. Stoning of Stephen is a
Yep.
result of sin. Acts, I believe it's either 2 or 3. Acts 2 or 3:23. Christ was crucified. This is what the text of Scripture says. Christ was crucified at the hands of evil men by the ordination of God, the Father. So again, see, people really struggle with this because then they start to say, well, Chris Kelly's just a Calvinist. Chris Kelly's just Reformed. He believes that we're robots and we don't have any free will. But no, you're wrong. You're totally wrong about that. That's not Calvinism. That's not Reformed theology. Reformed theology is that we are free and we choose. We're not robots, and yet God is still sovereign in ordaining all things that come to pass, and our freedom comes underneath His sovereignty and operates in such a way that we can't understand and we can't comprehend because He's an infinite God that's outside space and time. So just because you can't understand it, don't deny what the Bible says about it. He is God. He declares the beginning from the end, and He causes all things to come to pass. He planned the days of your life before you lived any one of them. He crucified Jesus at the hands of evil men. They were responsible for their deeds. They were sinful deeds. But God in His sovereignty is still behind the scenes working all things for our good and His glory. And is that easy for me to comprehend in my finite human mind? No, no, and I don't pretend to, but we can't deny what Scripture teaches about who God is. I mean, what's your alternative? Your alternative is that He's sovereign and He's almighty, and yet He just lets it happen and has no control to change it.
Yeah.
And then people say, well, why do I pray? Well, why would you pray to a God that can't change it? You pray to a God that can change it because you know He can change it. And you know that He's sovereign and He's behind the scenes working it. Now, we don't understand, why does God allow evil? I don't know. We don't know the answer to that. But in some way, the sovereign God of the universe saw a better world where Jesus was dying for our sin and He was redeeming us than not. And we just have to live with that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bible doesn't tell us the answer to that. But we can't take away the fact that He is providentially moving, as the book of Ruth is showing, and the book of Esther, and the book of, every book
And
of
in
the
those
Bible
books,
is declaring this.
it's showing that he's allowing us to be a part of his
and we're
story.
part
like,
of the story.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah.
She is going in the field. She is doing.
She's
and-
getting up in the morning and
Yeah.
going to work. That was my whole point in the message. Is that she? You know what it reminded me of when I preached about the woman at the well.
Yeah.
And Jesus and them traveling, remember? And this woman is getting up and going to the well, and she has no idea that Jesus is coming down the road.
Yeah.
It was
This is a point
It was almost
made.
like I repeated my sermon without even knowing it, because I was just seeing Ruth and Boaz, this picture of the kinsman redeemer, this picture of Christ who would redeem us in our sin and lostness and mess that, by the way, we created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of our sin. So
It kind of like sends me on like you had a part of the message where he was talking to his guy and asking who Ruth was, and he said that's Ruth the Moabite from Moab, which you had a great part in your
Ruth the Moabite. Oh, by the way, if you weren't sure, she's
She's
from
from
Moab.
Moab.
You know the
Boaz.
one that came with Naomi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dirty one.
That's so good, because to him, she is this filthy thing that is to be despised and
Yes.
disgusted by. But to Boaz, she's not, right? She's something worth redeeming. And then you
Another
had a great
picture
time
of
of
Jesus.
reflecting that with like, hey, that's us to Christ,
Yeah.
right? Like,
And that's what I'm going to talk about this next week.
oh, that's good.
And it's crazy the grace that Boaz shows. He pours out favor on this one that would get no favor from any other person in the country of Israel. No one's looking at her, a Moabite woman, a widow with no kids, and
Yeah.
displaying
he's
favor.
protecting her.
And he's protecting her, and
Providing
he's-
for her.
He's pouring out grace and
Yeah.
favor and food in abundance, and
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, remember the end of chapter 1, the end of chapter 1.
Start of the heart.
I'm empty. And then you get this
Yeah.
little, it's barley harvest. And now you see the redemption with physical food.
Yeah.
She's going to get more food. I think she's carrying back
Comes home, yeah.
like 35 pounds of food, like 35 pounds of grain.
So Ruth is
what
also
she's
jacked.
carrying. Yeah. David Platt said Ruth's got to be doing CrossFit. But yeah, she's just squat thrusting bags of grain,
Yeah.
carrying them back.
But I also liked in the text too, because you talked about how like she went out, but even the way that now her character is being described to Boaz, it was like she only stopped for a short while. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like, okay, you're telling me to live my
she was
ordinary
working,
life, so
yeah.
here I'm checking it off my
Yeah.
list. Like she was diligent in her character also
Yeah.
while she did it.
It's like it's a picture of is it Proverbs 31 woman? It's a picture of the woman that is going out to harvest and providing for her family, and that's what she's doing. She's providing for Naomi. She's working hard.
Yeah.
She's out in the field. You know, all these chauvinistic viewpoints that sometimes the church is pushing about women. These 1950s views is just not biblical. And you see that in Ruth reflecting like the Proverbs 31 woman.
But I think you even look at it in Boaz. Obviously, he's reflecting Christ, but it's like
And he
honorable,
sees
honorable
that,
man.
yes.
Like, oh, good thing you're in that field. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many things.
And
there.
it goes to my dating
I was gonna say
portion.
there was
Are we gonna
there was
get
a
there?
question I had for
10
you.
o'clock.
okay.
So
You had
if
right
you
here.
weren't,
If
if
you
you weren't
missed
in the
it.
10 o'clock service, the only time I talked about it.
You had stop dating losers and scumbags. I feel like this is coming from a personal place, Cali. You want to elaborate for us?
Well, I have 3 daughters, and I don't want them to date losers and scumbags.
Yeah.
And but that's the thing. Boaz is described as a worthy man. Boaz, a worthy man. That's how the text describes him. But he sees something hot. Clearly,
Yeah.
like guys just don't date girls they don't think are hot.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, someone. Okay, if you're mad at me for saying women are hot, sorry, but like he clearly
clip that, please.
he not women, you know what I mean. But he clearly sees something attractive in her, the way she looks, and then he knows she's an honorable woman, and so it's not all about looks. Like seriously, I'm being serious.
It's where you should have went.
Yeah, no, because we can't deny. No, I'm not going to do that. No, because we can't deny that we have to be physically attracted to people too. So we're physically attracted to people, but then we're not only physically attracted to people.
Right.
That's the problem. That's the problem
Gotta go beyond the
when they
surface.
reduce it. That's surface level. I'm just physically attracted to this person. That's not enough. That's not enough because a lot of the scumbag guys are probably pretty good-looking guys. So clearly, physically being attracted to someone is not enough. They have to be Boaz, a worthy man. Ruth, she's out in the field working. He
Woman of
sees her
character.
character, right? And so he begins to pursue that. And I'm looking at a congregation of young girls. I got young little girls sitting in front of me, 20-year-olds and 19-year-olds. And I guarantee you some of them are dating scumbags. And they're looking at, and the thing is, they're looking at their side of the split screen. And they're thinking, this is all I can get. Or this is all I have. Or no one wants to be with me. Or I can't be single and I can't be alone. And what I want them to see is that, you're just looking at your side of the split screen. You don't have to settle for some dirtball that won't get a job. Dirtball, we'll add that. But you don't have to settle for some guy that won't work, that doesn't treat you good, that his only purpose in dating you is to use you as a sexual tool. And women stay in these relationships with these guys. And there's guys that are dating unworthy women too, but I'll just stick with the girls because I got daughters, and it's you don't need to do that. God truly has another side of the screen, and there's worthy men out there, and you'll be also attracted to a worthy man, and because you need both. You need physical attraction and you need godliness and worthiness and character, and that's what I mean by not being a scumbag. A guy that'll get a job and not expect you to work and sit at home on the couch and play video games all day and watch porn, because that's what half these scumbags do. So stop dating these guys. If you're listening to this, if you're a mom and your daughter's dating one, send them this freaking podcast
And have them vote for the song at the beginning.
And have them subscribe and vote for the song. But I hope I don't think I went too far on that, because I think it's true.
It is.
It's true. And people just need to hear the truth. And maybe we'll clip that part and put it on Instagram. Yeah. So if you missed that part of the service, it was in the 10 o'clock.
You can watch that one online.
You can watch that one online. And it's funny because I got off the stage. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? And Ashley, is just shaking her head. Why do you say that? But then the funny thing is I had a dad come up to me. And he said, thank you for saying that, because my daughter's dating a scumbag, and I've been telling her for years. And then I had a woman come up to me and said, thank you for saying that, because I need to stop dating scumbags and recognize that I'm worth more than what I'm putting on myself.
Yeah.
And lowering myself to be with this person. So take it for what it's worth, I guess.
Thank you for watching this episode on the What Did He Mean By That podcast, where we dive deeper into the weekend messages. You can join us in person for our weekend services on Saturdays at 6 p.m. and Sundays at 8:30, 10, and 11:30 a.m. Or you can catch us online live at the 10 a.m. service. We hope you could join us during the weekend services and on our episodes as we discuss those messages.